I was thinking to myself before that I have the unenviable task of speaking after Tim Costello, but I think you might be surprised by the end of this morning presentation, and you might think it's the opposite, because we're going to hear from a number of impressive speakers with incredible stories to tell. My name is Piers Gooding. I'm a PhD student down the road at Monash University, and I've been involved with Belonging Matters for about 12 months actively or something like that. And it's a real pleasure to be part of such a organisation, bringing together so many interesting people with interesting stories to tell. And the next story is going to speak to issues around, I always get the sense that people sort of are worried that once they've spent a few years in a sort of segregated style system or a congregated style system, they feel like they can't get out of it, that, oh well, it's too late now. But the next story we're going to hear, I think, will absolutely smash that myth. I'd like to introduce June Arthy and Jan Dyke from Queensland. They came down yesterday, representing Queensland. Someone out there is enjoying that. And they're going to share a little bit about their extraordinary experience. I don't think I'll give background to the story. Perhaps you can explore it when you speak. But I'll hand it over, if everyone could give a round of applause to June.
June, we'll start off by talking about your home and where you live. Yes, thanks.
Okie doke. I live at Nolgra. I live in Nolgra. It's the first time I'm in a nice house.
And June, what is it that you like about your home?
Huh?
What do you like about your home?
It's a very nice house. I've been in there for 37 years.
No, for 13 years. 13 years. Huh? You've been in your own home.
What?
For 13 years?
13 years, I said.
Yes.
And I'm 79.
Now, June, you've done quite a lot of things for you, to make your house look nice. What are some of the things that you like doing to make it personal and yours?
Beg your pardon?
No.
I like to get onto a lot of nice people and have a nice time.
Mm-hmm. And you've actually done some things, though, that have made your house look really special.
Beg your pardon?
You've done some things that have made your house look really special. What are some of the things you've done, like making your cushions and putting...
At my house, I made some cushions.
And some things on the wall?
Cushions. Lounges. Lounges.
And what about the garden?
Huh?
What about the garden?
What?
The garden?
The nice garden.
Yeah.
Nice garden.
Okay, the next one, thank you.
Nice garden.
Yes. And you were saying...
A nice table at the back. June,
you were saying before that there are lots of people that you've got to know. And
there's a lot of people I get to know. Is that right?
Yeah, keep going. You've met those people through a lot of things that you do in your local community. What are some of the things that you do? On Mondays, for example, where do you go with
Mondays, I go to the... On Mondays, I go to... Next to... Where?
The Senior Citizens Club.
Senior Citizens, I go to every Monday till dinner time. And then sometimes I go shopping.
And
after dinner.
You've also do some very interesting things on a Saturday now too.
Yeah, I go out on Saturdays, so I go to people's places and that. The carers' places.
And one of the things that you do where you go on a Saturday, there's a cafe that's next door and you've got to know all the
I go to
people
nice
there.
cafes and all. One of my carers got a nice house, and she's next to what was it?
It's an Italian one, isn't
One
it?
of the cafes. It's very nice.
And in fact, you do a lot of things and you're known by a lot of people in your community. You go to the same shops all the time.
Yeah.
Down at Brookside and...
Woodside, yes, that's right. Woodside, and RSL. Woodside, the RSL.
And you're a member of the RSL, aren't you?
Yeah, and Mitchelton, RSL Mitchelton.
And what about your
And
church?
New Farm, what's that?
What about the church?
I go to the church.
Okay, so people know you through a whole lot of places that you go, and we'll talk a little bit further about that later. Next one, thanks. But one of the things that you do always is that you invite people over to your place, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes when I'm home, I buy people to my place for afternoon tea, and my carers come for breakfast. It's really good. I'm all by myself at night.
That's one of the things you were telling me that you like about where you live, about being...
That's what I mean. Yeah, I used to have people over. I used to have the people all day.
Yes.
Remember?
So you do have a little bit of time to yourself there.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
June, but you're a great hostess. When you have people over, you always have lots of food and lots of fun.
Always I have a lot of food and a lot of parties.
Yes.
And a lot of barbecues.
Yes. But life wasn't always like this, though, was it? When you were little, you went away from home when you were quite young, about 13. So people might be interested just to hear a little bit about what was like.
I used to be with the nuns.
Yes.
And I used to live when I was little, I went to live with the nuns for how long?
40 years, over 40 years.
And I used to work in the Bookville Laundry. 30.
Yeah, that's right.
30 years. It was really good doing that work.
June, what about, was it hard work?
What?
Was it hard work?
Yes, it's very hard. It was.
And you were telling us a story
And
actually.
I used to go out cooking. I did.
Yes. You were telling us last night you sometimes got burnt at the laundry.
What?
Burnt when you were using the machines in the laundry.
And I used to know. They taught me how to use machines in the laundry and the iron.
What was the pay like?
Huh?
What was the pay like?
The pay the pay was really awful. Really low for me.
I can remember that was when I actually met you when you were working there.
What?
I actually met you when you were working there. And
Jane met me when I was working there.
And you were getting 60 cents a week.
Yeah, that's all I used to get.
Yeah.
All of us.
June, when you were living with the nuns, a few things happened. I remember you telling me a very sad story about your mum.
I used to live with my mother, right? And my mother was looking for a place for me to go to in case anything happened to her. She's 49. Anything happened, she found a place where nuns were.
Yeah, but what actually happened though when your mum wasn't around anymore?
Yeah?
When your mum died?
And my
Yeah, well no.
mother passed away.
But what happened then? Did they tell you about it?
No, the nuns never told me. All the nuns told, that's right, all the nuns told me my mother was very sick in the hospital. They never used to tell me she died. No, I didn't know.
It was very upsetting.
And I used to like going to the funeral.
Yes. So you missed that, didn't you?
Huh?
You missed the funeral.
It's really sad, yeah.
Yes, yes. Next one, thanks. But eventually that place where you were living, that institution closed down. And where did you end up going then, when you left the nuns?
I went into the house.
No. What about Whitehaven?
The nuns had to leave somewhere else, and I went to a different...
What about Whitehaven?
You
Yeah.
would. I used to go to awful places, Whitehaven.
And what were some of the things that happened there?
Huh? Oh, all the things used to happen there. They used to be cruelty, you know, and they used to give me a bed, and I used to have people in coming in, and they put needles in my bed.
These were some of the drug users who were living there.
That was next to Murray Street.
So some of those people who were on drugs actually used to hide the needles and things and the drugs in your bed too, and you were told not to tell anybody.
And Joel used to be cruel. He used to pull my hair and that. He used to give me a lot of pulls, and it's really sad it was.
You used to run away sometimes, didn't you?
I used to run away every day. I did.
Yeah.
I did, and they come looking for me, they couldn't find me.
And where did you used to hide when you used to go?
I used to hide, what's the name of the place?
Behind the fish shop?
Huh?
Was it behind the fish shop?
I used to hide down the fish shop.
Yeah. But it was a terrible place. And
Yes, it was really awful place.
I remember you hurt your foot.
And then I had a sore foot,
What happened?
and I wouldn't take any notice, and I went to a different house, and someone else got me. That's why Carrie, and I told her I had a nasty foot, and so they took me to the hospital. I used to be in a lot of pain. They took me to the hospital, and I said I was going, and they used to what?
Didn't they tell you at the hospital that you almost lost your leg?
That's right. I nearly lost my leg.
Yes, because you had septicemia.
The what?
Yeah. And that was actually where Greg found you, wasn't it? Next one, thanks.
Where?
Where Greg found you.
Yes.
Can you tell people about Greg?
Now, Greg used to be my advocacy person.
And what did he do?
He used to help me.
Yeah, but didn't he help you find a house? And you talk about how Greg found you at the house and the house.
Greg and Jennifer found a house for me to go into.
And then at that stage, June, it was very difficult to get any support. And remember the company? Can you talk a little bit about the company, how they set up a company? Do you remember the old company?
They found me in this nursing home. At Whitehaven, didn't they?
Yes. Then they had to set up.
Yeah, at Whitehaven.
They had to set up a company because we couldn't get any support for you.
Yeah,
and so
I was glad when I left, they got found.
yes,
And they got put in jail.
that's very true.
And we don't have Whitehaven anymore.
It was
Pink
closed down.
ladies and that go there now. I don't know.
What June is talking about was after June had moved out, Joel was taken to court and he went to jail.
Yes, Joel went to court, yes. And Joel used to get us to sign the papers for our money.
Yes,
For our money.
yeah.
And
So you didn't see your money, did you?
I used to not see my money much. We used to get $3 a week.
Yeah.
And the boys used to get more. It's really sad it was.
So June, going back to now when you were starting to live in your own home, do you remember that a company was set up that took some money to support you, and that's how Julie came into your life? Do you remember?
Yeah, Julie came to my life. And we used to have meetings at my place. Every month. Every month we used to have meetings every month.
And about that time I came back into your life, didn't I?
Yeah, and then Jan came back in my life.
Now, how long have we known one another?
28.
28.
28. Jan and I knew each other for 28 years.
But it was only at this time that I started to really get to know you though, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, because we started to do some planning about what a good life could look like.
Yes.
Yeah. And so with all these things happening and June moving into her own home, life started to change.
Now, I'm getting on really good now because I'm getting on with my new carers and all my friends now. It's really good. I've been there very good.
So June, about that time though, you met Michael Kendrick.
I met Michael Kennedy a long time ago, and he is with me and Julie. Me and Julie used to go to a party, didn't we?
That's right, and I was there too.
And Jan.
And
Julie says to Jan, would you like to meet this lady? And Jan knew me. Jan knew me all the time.
so it was about that stage that we all started to connect, wasn't it? But there's a lovely story that you tell about Michael, because we were doing a planning session.
Michael used to speak about...
What did he speak about?
Love.
Yeah, love, just, yeah.
Michael used to speak about love.
So,
And I can always remember it.
June, can I tell the rest of that story so people understand why that's so important?
Yeah, I will.
Michael was talking about the importance of having good support in people's lives, but he was also talking about how people needed commitment, people who are there for the long haul, people who loved you. He didn't use the word love, but that's what June got out of his talk. And when we were having a planning session about what life could be like, we were at morning tea having a chat, and June said to me, I have nobody who loves me in my life. And that's what Michael was talking about. And that was something that made Julie and Greg and I think about what we were doing in June's life. And so we decided that we were going to stay on, didn't we? And make life better. No. So I guess that was a real... June helped us to understand that people need people in their lives who are there for the long haul, that it's really good to have good service, but you also need both.
A lot of people in my life now, and I like all the new carers and all, it's really good.
So what Joan's talking about now is the new service that
Service.
Yes.
So,
No, that's all right, keep going. And would you like to talk about some of the people who are in your life now? Some of the people who support you?
oh yeah, Greg. What's Greg?
Yeah.
Greg, Pauline, Maureen, and Maureen's husband. And the name?
These are some of the people who are in Greg's family that June's talking about.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Gosh, no, can we go back? Yeah. There's a slide up there at the moment, June, that's got Greg and me and Julie, but it's also got all the people who are with you every day, like Robin and Judy.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Robin. That's Robin, I can't remember.
Well-
They used to be with me all the time.
So they help you to do what needs to be done around just everyday living,
All
don't
the
they?
housework.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Yes.
they support that. And going out and taking you to things.
Going out. No. And take me to their places for meals or for parties and Christmas parties, and it's really good.
And there's also a couple of other very important people. What about Bronwyn? Now, Bronwyn's, her title is
The
development
second
worker.
Robin, yes.
Yes, that's right.
So there's so many Robins. Second Robin, second Robin helps my first Robin.
That's right. Yeah, so that Bronwyn supports your key worker, who's the other
my
Robin.
key worker, that's it.
right. And she also helps all of us to do the best we can. She knows you very well. She knows me very well.
Robin loved me a lot, so that all her family, all her family loved me. And sometimes I go, every second Tuesday, I go to her house.
And when you go to her house, why do you go to her house? Who do you see there? Who do you see there when you go to her house?
Puppy dog.
Well, the dogs, but
The puppy dog, what's it?
well, what about her grandchildren?
I'm Robin's grandchildren, I go to see them as well.
So that you this is a very different conception of how workers work. It's about people coming into people's lives and sharing their life. So they might be in paid positions, but it's a much broader way of looking at life. Could we have the next one, thanks? So we do many things together too, June, don't
Yeah,
we?
we do a lot, yes, we do. I do a lot of cooking and that. People help me do the cooking. I don't do my own cooking. I'm amazing. All I do is the vegetables.
But we also do, all of us together do a lot of planning together, and you're very much part of that. You hold meetings at your home.
And my workers brought me to their places sometimes. Robin and them.
What about your breakfast meetings that you have with the workers? The breakfast meetings?
Yeah, I go to meet with them. Yes, I do.
And the big planning meetings we have over at the Everton Park Hotel?
We go to the hut. Where was it?
Yeah, at the Everton Park Hotel we have big planning meetings.
Every park at the hotel.
And those are looking at what things you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so we think ahead and we plan what's going to happen.
And I used to have workers I used to have people sleep over day and night. Now I live by myself.
Yes, you don't need that anymore now. No.
About
Okay, next one, thanks. Yeah. So, June, you were saying that you knew all Greg's family. You know Julie's family?
I knew Greg's family, I knew Julie's family, I know Robin's family, and the second Robin's,
And my family?
and Jan's family.
So June has become very much a part of people's lives and very much part of our families. Next one, thank you. And you were also saying, you know, your workers' family, and the slide...
I said Robin's.
Yes, you did.
I did.
The slide that's up at the moment, June, can you see the one up the front there? It's got all the...
Robin's right at the back.
Yes, so the sorts of things that you do. Now, Bronwyn's just down here.
Hello, Robin.
Can we have the next one, thank you?
And I never even got told.
What
I
if-
never even got told about my brother-in-law. He's 63. I didn't know nothing about. All I knew, he had very bad
Cancer.
and he passed away.
June has reconnected with her own family, and that's what she's telling you a part of that story there. And there are some photos up there, June. You went to Alana's wedding.
Yes.
And to the christening of the children.
Yes.
And you've got two little great nieces.
I've got two little great nieces. One's 1 and one's 5.
That's Candice and Sienna. So there was a wonderful story that's connected with this conference that June might like to tell about your uncle, Uncle Roy.
Oh yes, next Tuesday, my uncle's been looking everywhere for me, and I'm going to see him next Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Can I continue that story?
I've been seeing Robin's sister.
Yes.
From here.
From Melbourne.
From Melbourne.
Yes. The story behind June meeting with her uncle, her uncle is 94 and he lost contact with June when she left the institution. He has been looking for her and he said to his granddaughter, could you have a look and see if you can find her? And she Googled June Arthey on the internet and found Deb and June's photo for this conference. Yeah. And so Deb got in contact with me and then Robin has, I've spoken with Uncle Roy and Robin's organised for June to meet him. So that's a wonderful
It was really
connection.
wonderful when they told me on Monday.
Yes.
Monday was. Jan told me about it.
Next one, thanks. Now, June, you also have some really good connections with some of the people from your past. Can you tell people about Stella?
I got a girl, she's blind.
And how did you know her?
I knew her, so I went to Ryehagen. She's been to Ryehagen and Ipswich, and I used to look after her. Didn't I?
Yes, you did,
Yes, I
yes.
did.
Yeah, because nobody else was looking after her, were they?
Yeah, and Stella's the only one. Stella's the only one's alive.
So Stella and June, you both still see one another, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Stella's every month.
Yeah.
She comes over to my house, I go to her house. That right?
So yes, Greg got Stella out of the hospital too. So there are other people too. What about your old doctor, Gail?
I had a doctor named Dr. Courtney for a long time. In where? Brisbane?
In Brisbane.
In Brisbane, and I knew her for a long time, and she's left now.
Yeah, but you have her over for morning tea, and do you still call her Dr. Courtney?
Yes. No, I do not.
What do you call her now?
I call her Gail now.
Yeah.
She's not a doctor to me anymore.
Yeah, and so she's become a good friend. Yeah.
She has become a good friend to me.
Yeah. A couple of the nuns who knew you before came back into your life and really helped too. Pam and Joan?
I used to live with nuns, and they came back to be life as well.
And what do they do? What does Sister Pam do?
Huh?
What does Sister Pam do?
I used to live with them.
But what does she do now?
Pam swings me up and comes sometimes.
And
she's been to Melbourne, now she's in Brisbane again.
And you also have some connection with some of the workers who've worked with you but have left for various reasons. People might be interested if you tell the story of Amelia.
Yeah. Amelia used to be one of my parents. She had to leave because she's got 2 gorgeous babies. Sometimes she comes to see me, sometimes she drives on the bus.
And
she has Thursday and Friday off.
And Amelia just had you over for the first birthday party, didn't she?
Yeah, Amelia brought me to her two twins' birthday party. They were 1 year old.
There's also a photo of you that was taken only a couple of weeks ago with Tracy's baby.
Tracy? Oh, you know, we went to see Tracy. Tracy came to my house. Tracy came with a new baby to see me. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. And that photo in the corner is of the baby with June just after the baby's been
'cause
born.
But one of my carers taught me to see them.
That's right, you visited her in the
And
hospital.
I'm trying to see. Taught me to see them, and we saw the baby. It's gorgeous. And I was awful, really, because I used to nurse them. I took a nurse on all the time, didn't I?
Yes. Next one, thanks. You've also made a lot of friends locally, June. A lot of friends near where you live.
A lot of friends knew where I lived.
Yeah. Can you talk about...
I don't tell anyone else where I live now. I don't. I'm screaming that I'm in
June's meaning people she doesn't want to have contact with, she doesn't tell. Yeah. People might be interested in hearing about Glenn and Rosemary. How do you know them?
Rosemary. Rosemary's one of my friends as well. I see her at church every Sunday.
And what do you do with Rosemary? What does she do? She always comes to all your parties.
Yeah, she comes to my parties all the time.
And keeps an eye out at church for you. And yeah, she's been a really good friend over the years. But one of my favourite photos is one that's in the middle of the slides that are up there, and you're with Patricia and her grandchildren down at the park.
And Patricia's a nice person too. And her two boys.
Yes.
Her two grandboys are nice too. They come sometimes up to see me.
And that day, Shannon took Patricia and the two grandchildren and June all down to the park.
Yeah,
So Shannon's the worker, and she connected and did all that.
And her daughter. Yes, I tell you.
Oh, Patricia's
her daughter came to the park as well, and she got us all a lot of stuff. We didn't have to worry.
Yeah. So those are much wider connections and ways that workers are actually supporting, people around June as well. Next one, thank you. Now, times aren't always good, and times have been tough at times, like when you went to hospital.
Some it's tough and some it's hard. Some it's tough and some it's good.
When you went to hospital, that was a pretty tough time, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah. But you weren't in hospital all by yourself, were you?
No, my workers used to come and look after me. They used to sleep overnight. That's all. Yeah, and I felt sorry for them. They used to have to live. They couldn't have any beds. They used to have to sleep in the chairs.
And you had quite a lot of visitors too. You had a lot of visitors too.
A lot of visitors, yes.
But one of the really lovely things was when you returned home, because do you remember what Rosemary organised with the church? With Father coming down?
Yeah.
Can you tell people about that?
When Father, they used to bring me to they used to come to my house, and they used to give me, I couldn't make it to Mass, and they used to bring me people that used to give me communion at my house. People from the church.
So they arranged that for the 6 weeks that June couldn't come to church. They came to her, which was a lovely way of showing that you were really missed. Next one, thanks.
Yeah.
Now, you also have pretty great birthday celebrations, and we can do this part pretty quickly.
We used to have a good time, didn't we?
Yeah.
We used to have a good time.
You've had celebrations at Greg's house and at my house and at Julie's house.
Julie's and Jack and Julie's. Robin's.
So, next one, thanks. There was one very special birthday, though, your 75th.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, we went to a place that's really next to the hospital. It's really lovely. It's a nice big place.
It was the Everton
Wasn't
Park
it?
Hotel, yeah.
Really? Well, I can't say.
No, that's all right. But that was a lovely celebration. And there were...
was.
Do you remember how many people were there?
Huh?
Do you remember how many people were there?
I invited them.
There were over 50.
Now, over 50, I wasn't going to invite many, but I brought them 50 people. And second Robin,
Bronwyn.
yeah, she bought all the stuff for me, the balloons and...
Yeah, so there were a lot of people helping to get that going, yes. And it was a lovely day.
It was really lovely though, it was.
The next one. And this is June's birthday just about a month ago. And do you remember what you were doing that day for crew?
I did the speech.
You did a speech,
I
yeah.
did the speech.
So we didn't have the same sort of celebration. We went to South Bank instead.
Yeah, we went to St. That's right. We went to St. Sandy Bank instead.
And what I love about this photo is you can see in the centre there's June going down the street in a rickshaw with this gorgeous looking young London fellow driving her with two guys who are on skateboards holding onto the back.
I was going to say that. That'd be all.
Oh, did I steal your thunder there? Okay, next thing.
And remember once you taught me for a walk. Remember? And
Which one's
remember when
that?
I fell out, I fell over?
Oh yes, that was in the forest, wasn't it?
That's it, I was trying to get up.
Yes, but fortunately you bounced.
Man, yes. And
Yeah.
you got a boy, a man came to help me,
Yes,
didn't he?
he did. Yes. June, you also host at your place. You have at your place. You hold all your own Christmas parties, don't you?
Yeah, well, I have Christmas parties. Sometimes I go to Christmas parties, and sometimes I have a Christmas party at my house.
Next one, thanks. We'll just run through these next ones fairly quickly. You've also developed a lot of new interests too, June. You're all a lot of interests.
I go for Christmas, what's her name? I go to Julie's place
For Christmas.
for Christmas.
And you often go out on Boxing Day with Greg.
Yes, in a lot of places.
But June's become very much more interested in the wider community too, and there are photos here, June, of you when you go to some of the galleries, and you've been to Sound of Music, and you go to quite a lot of things. In fact, June is very rarely home. June, you've also, one of the lovely things about you is that you really enjoy beauty and nature. And one of the things that you went to last year was the Carnival of Flowers up in Toowoomba.
Yeah, I went up to Toowoomba last year and saw the carnival, the flowers. And this year I'm going up there again. But there's one same one for last year.
Yeah, you tell that story.
I say for one day. Remember?
I remember. And what did you want to do?
No.
You wanted to stay there much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this time you're going for 3 days. Now, June has a hidden talent that we found too, that she is a real animal whisperer, aren't you?
Well, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Every place you visit, all the animals always come.
Yes, I always want the dogs to come, don't I?
That's right. And when you come and visit me at Bribie, you visit all...
Yeah, I know. Jan's animals. And,
But you also talk to everybody who walks the dogs too.
yeah, when I go for walks, I speak to the people and ask them, do they mind if I pat the dog?
Wonderful introduction to people. Yeah. You also have lovely holidays with Julie.
And I always have nice time with Julie.
And Julie takes you up to the mountains and you go bushwalking, all sorts of things.
And to Jan's in your place.
Next one, thanks.
I used to go to Bundaberg. And I've been to Cairns.
Next one, Tal. And June's talking about going to Cairns, and that's one of the things you hadn't done before.
Now, on this year, I'm going back to, I'm going back to see the flowers again.
You really have done a lot of things, June, just recently that you've never done before.
Yeah.
And some of those things were Michael Kendrick actually asked you to talk at one of his presentations.
Michael asked me to talk to make him happy.
Okay, and the last one, thanks. So, June, you've talked a lot about your life and shared a lot of things that you do. So, I just want to ask you one very important question.
Yeah.
Is there any love in your life now?
Yes, there is a lot of love in my life now.
Okay, thank you very much.